Happy Friday, Denver, and thanks again for joining us here on the Mile High Life Network, the place for all of your premier podcasts. That's right, the best podcasts in the Mile High City are found right here on Mile High Life. You just got done listening to the Fricashinas. Be sure to give them some love on social media, follow them on Spotify. Check out some of their work, guys. They are fantastic. They bring us in every single week. My name is Kevin Batstone. Happy to be here with you guys, of course, and joined by Jonathan Ekstrom.
I swear to God, I will kill you if you call me that again.
I promised that I wouldn't.
Yes, you did. And you're off the hook now. Kev,
And
I'm going to destroy you, just so you know that.
that's fair enough. I respect that. And, of course, Arthur Raw.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Yes, I had to throw you for a loop there, John.
Yeah, thank you. That was great fun for us all.
That was not a great Happy Friday moment, guys, but I'll tell you what is. John, you're kicking us off with some fun stuff. Let's get going.
All right, so Cyclovia is coming here 4 Sundays this year. We got this from Denverite. So city officials in the Downtown Denver Partnership closed about 3.5 miles of Broadway and Welton streets. Basically, no cars, all bicycles, and tons of cool stuff going on. It's happening May 14th, June 4th, July 9th, and August 6th from 8 to 2. They're calling the event Viva Streets Denver. Man, when you guys read this, does that sound like something you'd go to? It sounds fun.
It does sound fun. And it's cool because the culture behind it goes back to, I think it's Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah.
In 1974, they started doing something like this. I really like the idea of it, right? Because you can walk, you can bike, you can hang out, you can see things that you don't normally see because you're cruising through these city streets all the time. So you can kind of slow down, smell the roses a little bit.
Yeah, 100.
I want to attend it on the, I'm going to call it the bicycle.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you would. You would.
I would.
I think it's an exciting event. Definitely something to look forward to coming up. There is some kind of presence to shutting down a street, and then everyone can hang out. And then if you're so fortunate to play dancing in the street while you're standing in the street, and then you have some fun with it, right? And then maybe some people join you in some fun dancing. I would highly recommend. Who more likely
Are
go.
you going to boot scoot boogie
I
down
want to
Broadway?
go. I want to go. I want to boot scoot boogie on Broadway.
Who did that video in the 80s, dancing in the streets? It was like Mick Jagger and was it Paul McCartney getting up in each other's faces? It's very uncomfortable. It's very weird.
I don't know if I recall that video.
Oh, dude, it's great.
Is it just a one-off or was it like a band?
No, it was like a one-off. Like two powerhouses. I think it was Mick and
was it to that song "Dancing in the Street"?
Yes, it was.
And they're just goofing off in the streets?
And they're like staring. They're like face to face. They're so close to each other.
I'm seeing this video in my head, but I don't know.
Wild.
I don't know who was in it, but it was a fun video.
We'll have to view it after the show. It'll probably all come back to me.
Yeah.
And there's like New York stoops behind them and stuff.
No, I think they're inside. I can't remember. Who the hell knows? Well, whatever. Anyway,
Who the hell knows? Well,
but you know what? It's on Welton Street.
Okay.
The next thing that you're talking about.
Welton Street, guys. Cervantes. Really cool venue here in Denver. I had a chance to go see a band there called Dope Lemon. I didn't make it. It's a cool venue. I mean, they're celebrating 20 years, guys, and I want to definitely check it out. Before that, it was known as the Casino Cabaret. Did you ever attend it when it was under that name and ownership?
I did not. Casino Cabaret now.
Okay. Because I know I saw one of the pictures that they're doing was like a throwback to when it was the Casino Cabaret. In any case, Cervantes has been around for 20 years now. It's pretty common for like EDM shows, jam bands, from what I hear.
Right.
One of the shows I was going to see was a jam band called Dope Lemon. I guess it was one of their first cities that they had toured in the States. But nevertheless, pretty cool venue from what I hear. I haven't been there. John, you said you have seen a show there.
I have been there. So the fact that it was 2003 is surprising to me because I was there in like 2003 or 2004. And I was there because I was interviewing Andrew W.K.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the Party Hard guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we went on his tour bus. This was one of the best college interviews I ever did. He invited us onto his tour bus, which smelled like weed and BO in equal parts. And you always go into an interview with more questions than you're prepared to ask. I asked him 7 questions over 90 minutes.
That was it.
You're a good question asker.
So I am good at
Is there a better way to say that?
No, no.
You're great at asking
questions.
questions.
I'm a good interviewer.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Good interviewer,
and
yes.
so
just listen to JWT. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Well,
and
thank
you
you.
should tune in. Absolutely.
That's very sweet of you guys. Andrew W.K., he was talking about everything from ant farms to pinball machines to what he called Old PD's peanut heap, which is basically just a big fucking pile of peanuts on a table. But he spent 10 minutes explaining what it was.
Wow.
He also referred to Pikes Peak as Old Porgy's Frosted Cap.
Old Porgy's Frosted Cap?
Yeah, he's like, what's that mountain around here? And I go, what mountain? What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Old Porgy's Frosted Cap?
And he goes, no, I'm like, Mount Evans? And he goes, no, not Mount Evans. It's like Old Porgy's Frosted Cap. And I go, fucking Pikes Peak? I'm just trying to think of, whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, that's it, Pikes Peak. And I go, why do you call it? And he's like, I don't know. I was just making shit up.
Yeah.
He was insane, dude. He's a trip, man. That was a fun interview.
I could relate with that man.
He is a wild man for sure. Good music.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the Party Hard song. I wouldn't call him a one-hit wonder per se, but that's the song that everyone knows by.
Oh yeah.
When you mentioned
it was
name.
in a Coors Light commercial.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, it was. But I mean, still 90 minutes, 7 questions. You're averaging like 11 to 12 minutes per response.
Yeah. Yeah. Cervantes, unbelievable venue. So much fun that we had there. Cool neighborhood. It's cool that it's turning 20 also. So
Time flies when you're having fun, guys. And, you know, concerts are fun, and we got some fun ones coming up here in 23. I'm actually really excited for Godsmack. They're one of my favorite bands. They're from Boston, you know, kind of my neck of the woods. And they're going to be playing Fiddlers just down the street from our studio here for the KBPI Birthday Bash. Tickets go on sale today. So I'm going to be probably jumping on and get some tickets here when we get done. Madonna, I mean, the Queen of Pop, guys. She's coming to the Ball Arena, and those tickets go on sale on the 27th.
I'll bet that one's going to be expensive.
It's going to be expensive,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to sell out probably, what are you guys thinking, like 15 minutes?
Probably. If you know,
Maybe
if we
faster.
if we can use the Taylor Swift concert debacle
Yeah.
as our guide here, then I suspect it'll be a similar level of apocalypse.
I just can't believe that, you know, the T-Swizzle's coming to Mile High, of course, and some of those tickets were going for $1,200.
God
like
damn.
for section 500.
That's awful. That's appalling.
No, it's wild, but it's a testament to how much people are craving talent and actually being out and being in the world and seeing things. Like, so you got to get out there. And sometimes, you know, money is a tool to do things that we want to do in life.
Sure.
And just work for another paycheck, you know, and spend money on things that's worth it to you, because you only have that experience once, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, spending money on experiences is important. Kev, you mentioned the KBPI Birthday Bash.
Yep.
My very first concert was a KBPI Birthday Bash.
Oh, really? Which year?
Let's see here. This would have been 1996.
Oh, wow.
And so it was at Red Rocks.
Nice.
And the bands were Bush,
Epic.
the Goo Goo Dolls,
Great.
and No Doubt.
Oh, no doubt. That's right.
Okay.
That was Gwen Stefani,
That
right?
was right on the ascent, too. That was right when Tragic Kingdom hit. So they had Just a Girl and Spiderwebs.
Oh,
and
perfect.
It was right before, though. It was right before Don't Speak. Because Don't Speak is when they went nuclear.
That was the
right.
song that put them over the
Yeah.
edge for sure. What happened to No Doubt? I mean, Gwen Stefani obviously went to do her own thing.
Yeah.
But I think that band collapsed in what, like 2002?
I think it was later than that, but
Was
yeah.
it?
I mean,
Oh, I was definitely bumping that in the 90s.
oh, hell yeah.
You know, while I was
No,
playing my
I mean, you
SCNS.
couldn't escape it even if you wanted to.
No, I had a huge crush on her, too.
I mean, yeah. And now she's
Massive.
with Blake Shelton, which not somebody I would have picked, you know, her to match up with. But this is a guy that was also with Miranda Lambert.
Well, you know what? Network TV
Yeah.
will equalize the playing field, I guess.
I'm not a huge fan of Blake, but that's another story.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
whatever. It's,
Well, I think he's a handsome lad.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all right.
all right, so coming up next, we got Fat Tire, which I am drinking right here in the old bottle, you'll notice, with the old branding and the old recipe, which
It's going to
have a sip.
disappear soon.
Yeah,
that
what's
is
happening with that, John?
phenomenal. So New Belgium was bought by, I think it was Kirin International, and they are changing the recipe now. It is going to resemble more of a blonde. It is lighter in color, lighter in body, subtle grainy sweetness, both aroma and flavor. The thing I love about Fat Tire, though, is the fact that it's rich and it's malty and it's caramelly and it's biscuity. Like, that's what I want. It's like a perfect fall beer. It's a great winter beer.
It is.
And I have really like strong sentimental attachment to it because I went to college in Fort Collins. You could go to any bar and get Fat Tire or 90 shilling or Easy Street Wheat or Sunshine Wheat for like $1 any night. And so that's how you
That's a
learn
good
to
deal.
like drink great
Yeah,
beer.
that's a good deal.
90 shillings good. I haven't had Fat Tire in a while. When I did have it, it was a good beer. I remember it was when I first moved to Colorado, I was at a party. Our good buddy Jeff Krosky, he loves Fat Tire. And I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good beer. It's a little spendy on the 6-pack.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I can imagine that's going to piss off a lot of the old school Fat Tire fans. I mean, is it new and improved? How are they going to market this thing?
Yeah.
I mean, why take a classic like this and do something else with it? Like, just
Yeah,
do a new fucking beer.
Yeah, just have another beer. Keep the old one
yeah.
too. I agree with that. Keep the old. They're gonna end up bringing it back. It's
It
gonna
will.
be like this
Yeah,
publicity thing.
that's a marketing
Yeah,
gimmick.
yeah, and so
10 years.
it's gonna work for them, and then the old flavor is gonna sell out like
That's what's going to
like
happen.
crazy.
They should have just added another SKU and said, hey, this is Fat Tire Original, and then now we're doing this Fat Tire New and Improved.
Yeah. Well, they tried that with New Coke too, though.
Oh, that's
it was like
right.
back in the '80s, and that didn't work.
Remember
out
Crystal
so well.
Pepsi? Did you ever drink that?
Oh fuck yeah, I drank Crystal Pepsi.
That's a throwback right there. That's nostalgia.
Yeah, there was a good Human Giant sketch where this guy like builds a time machine to go back and get Crystal Pepsi, And he does it, and he comes back. He's like, "Oh, did you stop your dad from getting cancer too?" He goes, "Oh shit, no, I forgot. All I got was Crystal Pepsi."
It's a weird sensation drinking a clear beverage that tastes like cola.
Yeah,
it's just kind of weird.
Well, it's kind of like drinking a white stout. Have you ever drank a golden stout or a white stout?
Yeah.
You're like, why does this smell like coffee and chocolate and look like Bud Light?
Yeah.
So
it is kind of weird. It's a brain fart.
Yeah.
I like the strawberry milkshake IPA that was served at what's the brew house that was right down the street from me where we met Mike Patchen's cousin and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Either way,
Congress something tap room.
Oh, Congress Park Tap Room.
Yeah, that's the one.
That place is cool, man.
You know what?
That milk
that's 5 blocks away.
It's about 5 blocks from my house.
Yeah. That one is one of the best ones, and it is about 5 blocks away from your house.
Yeah, it really is.
For any new Happy Friday listener, everything is 5 blocks away from John's house.
If you live in Central Denver, man, like seriously, everything is going to be 5 blocks from you. It's delightful.
I mean, that is pretty cool. I'm a little jelly.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this,
Totes jelly.
Totes my goats jelly. I'll tell you what else I'm jelly about. Mr. Travis Pastrana, he's an icon. I mean, this is a man that jumped out of an airplane with no parachute. He's done incredible things. He's surpassed Evel Knievel. He did run a little bit of rookie NASCAR stuff a few years ago. Got impatient with it. Wasn't a good equipment. He's going to attempt to qualify for the Daytona 500, which is a great American race. And that's not an easy task because he's not guaranteed in. He has to qualify his way in, and that means you have to race your way in. That's how Daytona works. So he's going to have to compete in the preliminary race and finish in a better enough position to advance to the Daytona 500. And he's going to do it with 23XI Racing, which is Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan's team. Very good equipment.
That's exciting.
It's great for the sport. I'm happy for Travis. I can't wait to see if he can do it.
One time I saw Travis Pastrana jump out of an airplane just wearing his shorts while drinking a Red Bull.
Yep.
He had a harness like under his just gym shorts, and that was it. But he got attached to a guy and then went down. But I'm like, dude, what a feeling, like jumping out of a fucking airplane.
With no parachute.
Yeah, and no shirt even.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
Yeah, he's a wild man.
You're flying wild and living free at that point.
Yeah.
Like, what is the limit,
Oh, yeah.
And like staring at the eye, like you're looking down the barrel of death, like in all these different circumstances. Like
he's an adrenaline junkie.
So what do you do when you're just relaxing, when you have that kind of drive? Like when you're like, what do you do when you're a crazy stuntman and you're just going to take an easy night? Like, what does an easy night look like?
Well, it's obvious he can't rest. He wants to do the day. He's just always doing something. We lost Ken Block a few weeks ago, which was one of his best friends. And rumor has it Travis is going to kind of step into some of those videos that Ken was doing. So those guys were good buddies and kind of handed off there. So pretty exciting stuff for the motorsports world. I'm a big NASCAR guy, so I'm curious to see how he's going to perform. I mean, it's anybody's race. If he makes the field, he has a good shot at winning just as anybody else in the field.
Wow.
So looking forward to that.
Is it kind of one of those like NFL axioms where like any given Sunday anyone can win?
At Daytona, yes.
Why Daytona?
So Daytona is what we call a plate track, which in the old days was a restrictor plate.
Okay.
What it means is every car is almost 100% equal. It all comes down to the draft and the way that the air moves around the race cars. So you'll get guys that win the Daytona 500 and will never win a race anywhere else for the rest of their career. It's just one of those true crapshoot kind of races, and people love it because it's very it's 4 or 5 wide racing, tight packed racing. And that's why people love it. It's not my favorite, but I'm excited to watch Travis run it.
I mean, I'd love to see Daytona 500 live.
Well, that's
action.
different. That's different.
I mean, going to the Phoenix Championship and stuff, seeing those cars rip around the track is something to behold.
It's an experience. We'll get you down there, John. I think you'd have a good time.
That sounds fun.
So, in the world of sports, kind of moving on a little bit here, this is a cool story I found, guys, about Legos. Okay, I loved Legos growing up. I mean, I had just the big tub of all the random pieces, and you'd have the flat green sheet that you could build stuff on.
What was one random thing that you built from scratch?
I tried to replicate like a watchtower, and I built it as tall as I could without it tipping over, and I had my little Lego guy like climb the ladder to the top. I would create scenarios in my head. I'd build all this stuff. But the tower was nothing was color coordinated. You have blue pieces, white pieces, yellow pieces. I mean, it looked ridiculous.
What was your custom build, John?
None, because I wasn't great at Legos and didn't really enjoy them.
Okay.
Did you do Lincoln Logs?
No.
What was that other one? Like the Connects?
The Connects?
Yeah, like they were like those thin little rods that you could build things with.
Yeah, Kev's going 0 for 3 here.
0 for 3. Okay. So, I mean, Lincoln Logs. I didn't really play with Lincoln Logs. But Legos, they were a lot of fun. So in any case, there was a teen, and he was a 13-year-old kid. He broke the Guinness Book of World Record, right, for assembling a 11,695-piece map of the world.
Oh, wow.
And he did it in record time. He did it in 9 hours, 14 minutes, and 49 seconds.
I've seen this set. It's huge.
It's
incredible. Like a whole work day.
I mean, think about that. 13 years old, you have to be pretty focused to complete an 11,000 plus piece Lego set. That would take me weeks, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're busy men, you know, so it's like I don't have all this time just to be building Legos. But the last time I did build a Lego set, it was the trench run from Star Wars, A New Hope, and it was fucking awesome. I spent my whole Friday night doing it. I had some drinks. I think I was drinking bourbon, baby, and I built the trench run.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun.
So what I used to do is I had my WWF action figures, and I had a notebook where I'd actually write out the pay-per-view cards and write out the storylines.
That's awesome.
And then I would like do the thing with the guys and like actually, I'm not proud to admit this. I did this till I was fucking 19 years old.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I did it till I was about 15. At the time, I'd got a girlfriend, and it just wasn't cool for me to do that anymore. But I'll tell you this. I used to go in and shut my bedroom door because I was huge into wrestling at this time. And I had the action figures like with the entrance, you know, the little plastic entrance piece, and you could, at the bottom of their shoe, had like a magnetic piece that when you'd put it on the entrance thing would play their theme song.
Nice.
So like I would script them walk into the ring.
Fuck yeah.
Stone Cold would have his beers that he would crash on the ropes. That's fun stuff, man.
Yeah, it's great. It was a great time. So I didn't build shit, but I had my own little nerdy fiefdom here.
Well, yeah, you have to have something, right? You got to have that creative mind moving. Yeah. So, well, let's shift gears here a little bit, guys. Art, you got a story here about, you know, GPS during snowstorms. Anyone in Denver listening, we're going to get some more snow here on Friday, of course. We just went through a pretty slippery slope yesterday, clearing up a bit. But, Art, what are you thinking here?
I mean, it's going to stay snowy in Colorado during the winter, obviously. And so the police recommend that you do not follow the GPS. And the reason being is it might divert you and take you on some back streets that aren't necessarily in any better condition than the main veins. That being said, last February, we were going to go celebrate one of my friend's birthdays in Blackhawk, and it was when this freak snowstorm was coming in. I was driving an 04 Mercury Mountaineer. This baby was trying her best to purr. We'll just say that as far as the condition of the vehicle. I didn't want to drive that night. This snowstorm comes in, and we are being challenged in the vehicle, and it diverts us to Mayhem Road. Okay?
That doesn't sound good.
That's literally the name of the road.
So that's where we got diverted to, and this was a white knuckle drive. I really regretted not buying better windshield blades because I had an inch of visibility out of the windshield. And this entire drive was absolutely treacherous. I had Kevin in the car and another good friend, Matt, and we ended up having to turn around, and then we're almost running out of gas because I was not prepared for that evening at all. So that's my personal experience during a heavy snowstorm following the GPS. Like, it was treacherous. So I'm actually going to agree with what the police are saying here. Like, maybe just stay at home. And, like, unless if you absolutely must travel, if it's crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the GPS it's a calculated algorithm of all the drivers on the roadways. Google Maps, Apple, they're looking at the speeds on the roads. So if, you know, a four-wheel drive vehicle can plow down a side road, it's going to, you know, throw out the algorithm and say, hey, this might be a little bit quicker. But if you go trompsing in there with my Ford Focus, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And typically speaking, the main roads, I-25, right?
Yeah.
Your bigger arteries are going to be a little bit better maintained.
Yeah.
So I'd rather take a little longer to get to where I'm going than take the risk going side roads.
Yeah, and I mean, I've lived in this town long enough to where I know like what streets are plowed and which ones aren't. And so we have like 28 candidates for mayor right now. And it's weird, historically, the way the conversation goes about plowing streets is the way the mayor election tends to go. It's weird like that. So it's like, if you know what you're doing, my God, just stay on the main thoroughfares. Don't get yourself fucked up. And by the way, when you fuck up like that, you're taking away emergency services that may be needed for something more crucial than you trying to beat traffic.
It's so true, so true.
Yeah.
And talking about like the mayor's, you know, running off, plowing, and those promises. While I was scripting the show with the YouTube gentleman, I came across some news, and one of them was like from 20 hours ago, and it said, Denver promises to plow all the side streets, and then the one from like 5 hours ago was like, Denver's explaining why they couldn't plow all the side streets. Yeah. So it was pretty funny to read that. And sticking on the subject of snow here, so Denver does get some snow, obviously a lot in the mountains, but here in the plains, it's a little different. Denver actually ranks 16th in the nation of the United States as far as snowiest city. I have the top 3 snowiest cities on hand, but I wanted to see if y'all had some guesses on this.
My first guess, Buffalo, New York.
That was going to be my first guess. This is like the T-Swizzle thing again.
Yeah, totally. because it's got to be Buffalo with the lake effect there.
My second guess was going to be Bismarck, North Dakota.
None of those are in the top 3.
Really?
Get out, really?
No shit.
Yeah, so you have Juneau, Alaska.
Oh, shit.
Syracuse, New York.
Oh.
Wow, Syracuse over Buffalo?
That's the list. And then the top one is Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
St. Marie, Michigan?
Yeah, it's like St. Marie, Michigan.
I mean, I figured it was going to be in the Great Lakes region because of
It's
the
got
lake
a
effect.
lake
machine.
effect.
Right, exactly. But Syracuse is not that far from Buffalo. I don't see why their snowfall would be higher, but evidently the results prove otherwise.
Who fucking knows, man? The weather is impossible, right? You never know.
Yep.
So that's what was on the napkin?
Yeah, was my top 3.
Okay.
Can we show the viewers your napkin that you were guarding so closely?
Yeah, so I don't like to write the answers on the sheet because then they can read the sheet. And I need to keep it for myself.
Well, all right. Well, very good.
Fair enough.
And I didn't read enough times to memorize it, to be honest.
Do you guys ever run into people that say, they're like, oh, if you don't like the weather here, just wait 5 minutes and it'll change? I've heard that in every major city I've gone to. Literally, Dallas, New England, where I'm from, Denver, Florida. They're like, oh, if you don't like it, just wait 5 minutes. I'm like, I hear that everywhere I go.
So you're saying maybe weather, as a general rule, is unpredictable. Go on, right? Dr. Science?
Yeah,
God,
kidding.
Get out of.
No, this is Chief Meteorologist Kevin Badstone
Well, no,
checking in on Happy Friday, Denver.
No, but that's a message to anyone who says that bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? Where
We've
it's
all heard it.
Yeah.
So how can we turn the weather conversation, which is overly used as far as small talk, right? Like, you want a small talk? We're talking weather. Okay, so
and Art, you know what's weird? That is a uniquely American thing.
Is it?
U.S. Americans love talking about the weather more than other cultures.
So how do you turn weather talk into real talk? This is what I'm talking about. And how you do it is you relate to the weather by activities based on their type of favorite weather. So you're talking to somebody, you're like, oh, how you feeling about this weather? They're like, I'm not really enjoying the weather. I like it when it's like this. And you're like, well, don't you love doing that when it's sunny out? And then all of a sudden you're talking hobbies. You changed it from small talk to now real talk.
Art, what's interesting to me is I don't necessarily want to have that deep a conversation with everyone I come across.
Well, no, it's only a select few of
Okay,
people that
all right, fair
actually
enough.
deserve the audience, right?
Right.
Like, they have to earn the attention.
Okay. All right, I can handle that. That's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you screen that? If you bump into someone like, oh, how about this weather? Oh, it's crazy. And you're like, I don't want to talk to this Yahoo.
Well, you'd be like, yeah, crazy weather. What is your least craziest weather that you...
Why?
I don't know.
Or
because sometimes you're trapped in an elevator and it's fun to, just see how people think.
All right, so Kev, here's what we're going to do. Do that for me. Just be that dickhead, right?
Wait, are you calling me the DH?
No.
Are you
He's
calling me
calling
the DH?
No, I'm the DH.
Okay.
No, just
Did
hold
you
on,
see how the
okay?
episode opened? Okay, I'm the dickhead tonight.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
just
You have DH pants.
just calm yourself, all right?
I have DH pants
So,
on. Hey, John, how's your day going?
great.
Man, how about this weather?
I know this weather is crazy. I got to be on my way. So that's how it's done, man. Okay, it's as simple as that.
Got to run. You're like, yeah, later.
So I think Dave Chappelle had a bit where he's like, you could end every conversation would be like, I told you that bitch crazy. Even if you ain't paying attention, right? Just like someone's going on and on with this story that you don't give a shit about. And just at the end of it, wait for him to finish and look at you and be like, yep, I told you that bitch crazy. And they go, yeah I know, totally.
Or you can just hit him with that. Yeah, what are you going to do? Got to run. What are you going to do?
That's life as the world turns.
As the world turns.
That's how it go. All right, a little bit of sad news here. Jay Briscoe from Ring of Honor, one of the Ring of Honor legends, been in Ring of Honor since day one, passed away tragically. Horrifically tragically, died in a traffic accident, head-on collision. Thankfully, his 2 daughters were wearing their seatbelts. He was not,
Jeez.
and that's what ultimately killed him.
Was he ejected from the vehicle?
I think so.
Damn.
But the tributes were pouring out. Jay Briscoe is an interesting case in he had a series of really homophobic tweets. He had some really kind of bad opinions about the LGBTQ community. Some people want to judge him by that. He ultimately sought more info about his fellow humans, changed his positions, apologized for those past tweets, and goes, "Hey, you know what? I was in the wrong. I learned about it, and I've since corrected that." You got to applaud someone who's willing to go,
Yeah.
You know what? I was wrong once upon a time, and I'm owning up to that.
Yeah, if you're gonna sit here and judge people for who they once were and not who they are now, then you're ignorant. So that's how I feel about that.
Anybody can grow up. It's a sad story. I mean, he was 38 years old.
Dude, that's so young.
It is young. He obviously leaves behind, some young children.
And his brother, who was his tag team partner.
Yeah.
And so the Briscoes just had a banger of a match with FTR in the newly relaunched Ring of Honor that is under Tony Khan and AEW. So it sucks. Heart goes out to Jay Briscoe and his family and anyone who was a fan of his.
Yeah, absolutely. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is, it's always tough, man. And this is life, and life's full of hard times, right? So I put together a little something here because this is a theme that's been important to me. And John, we were actually talking about this a little bit before we hopped on, right? So coming into 2023, things are different right now, and it's because forever evolving and changing. I'm going to do my best to read my own writing here because I feel like I wrote it out well, but, life isn't an easy thing. And if it is, then it's most likely not fulfilling. And just that first sentence, you have to embrace the suck, because if you're having an easy, complacent life, like, what's it going to be? So we must stay resilient and strong, like all of us. So we continue to get so as we continue to get tested, we are able to overcome. Life comes at me hard because I am strong enough to overcome this, and everyone should feel that way about all their hardships. We have to know that as we get tested, we are capable to overcome. There's a reason why we're getting tested. It's because we are overcomers, right? So on the other side of like being strong and resilient, we also must remain thankful as well. Stay grateful that we have already overcome so much in our lives. And I feel like that's free success energy, right? Like, we've all overcome difficult things already. We're already warriors, right? So that's just important for us to echo that. And we got to be grateful for what we do have in this life as well. So what do we have in the present? It could always be worse. It could always be worse out there. So with that, we must always count our blessings and be content with the now. That's just important. And to kind of wrap those two ideals up within one, how I feel is that we need to be a monster that can take on anything that life throws at us while also remaining thankful and present in the now. So we know that we're beasts. We're the ones that are capable to do this and have the strength to make it happen, but we're also grateful, generous, and kind, right? Because we're thankful for the now. So I feel like this is just something that I need to put out here for everybody that's tuning in to let's just think about these things, because life is going to continue to challenge us, and we also must enjoy the challenge as it occurs. I'm thankful to be here in the room with you two guys, have this project, A Happy Friday Denver, that is on the Mile High Life Network, and it's just so exciting. So I'm going to be a monster for either of you in this business venture. I'm ready to do it, and we're going to make big things happen. So I had to throw that in there, guys.
I mean, dude, like that's a great message. It's one that I think for me as a parent, I saw a tweet or a meme or something recently where it was like, parenting is like when you jump out of an airplane and there are 4 people with you jumping out of that airplane and none of them know how to open their chutes. And so you go around opening everyone's chutes for them. And before you open your own chute, you hit the fucking ground, okay? Because you're taking care of everyone else. And you know what you do? You're not hurt, you're not dead. You wake up and you cook everyone dinner. That's what fucking parenting is like. So being a beast, being a monster, like I totally get that, because there are no off days when it comes to parenting. Yeah. So to hear you take that mindset and I'm not saying my challenges are more than yours. We live different lives, man. Everyone runs their own race. And that is cool. Like the fact that whatever you're overcoming, I know very little about. We're friends, right? But I know very little about your actual life. I know very little about your life.
Yeah.
Right? We all run our own races. So no matter if you're a parent, if you're single, if you're married, if you're divorced, if you're widowed, like everyone is going through some shit. It's up to you to overcome, no matter what it is. So I'm with you, man. I totally get it.
Yeah.
It's a great message for the people, Art. You do a good job at that. Obviously on DCP Senior and Happy Friday, people need to hear it. We get stuck in a rut. Things become routine. They become mundane. And sometimes it's good to have that reminder, you know, and it's not easy. Not every day is going to be easy. We're going to have some struggles out there. It's just a part of it.
Yeah, and I only say this because I'm dealing with it, right? Like, all this is just a reminder to myself. And when we can echo strong reminders in ourselves and have an opportunity like a platform like this, like it's the God-given right. We got to jump into it, and jumping into other things. We got cool stuff to do this weekend.
Well, dude, and sometimes life is fun, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes life is filled with cool shit.
Oh yeah, and sorry, so I'm happy to talk about this. I could dive deep on why I wanted to write that and everything, but that's also the second part is enjoying the now.
Yep.
And like I said, like
taking time,
sitting here with y'all, and even though we can all bicker at times and have tension between us because we're all strong individuals, right?
Yeah.
But it's still so fun to be present and creating and in this moment. Like, I'm just talking about recording right now because this is what's currently happening, but even on the car drive to wherever you're going that day, just enjoying those moments, like trying to, like, getting ready for work, brushing your teeth, or, you know, putting your kids to bed, or getting upset that your kid is doing this annoying thing again. Like, you know, those little moments, they all add up to like a big life. And if you can, within the present, spend time to think about that and appreciate that, then it's going to create more meaning to everything that you do, right? So
massively.
But it's hard to focus on that. It's not easy.
It can be.
It's not that easy to always like try to see the best in things.
Dude,
right?
sometimes I'm driving and fucking Groove is in the Heart by D-Light will come on. And I'm like, I fucking love this song. And if I can just like take 3 minutes and listen to that song, I'm like, this song fucking slaps. Like, I'm down for this song. And that's a song that's sort of generally outside my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But like, I fucking love it. And so you like, yeah, you go, oh, my day is just a little bit better if I can be present for this moment in my car where I'm just hearing this song in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to take it all in. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than when a song, moment, memory, experience that slaps, you know, comes into your life. Maybe you're driving to work right now. Listen to Happy Friday. Hopefully we're bringing some, you know, some happy
Some
vibes.
joy.
Yeah, some happy vibes, some joy, some fun. You know, we want you guys to be a part of the show. You know, this is about everybody. This isn't about just the three of us. This is about our community. This is bigger.
It's for all of us. So coming up this weekend, we talk about cool shit to do. Friday night, sold out. If you don't have tickets, you're shit out of luck. Lucha Libre and Laughs. Dalton Castle is headlining against Dak Draper. It's going to be an amazing night of pro wrestling and comedy. I'll be there. I bought a reserved table for this. And so I'm bringing my wife and 2 friends. We're going to have a great time. It's at the Oriental Theater. Anytime Lucha Libre and Laughs does a show, you owe it to yourself to check it out.
You've talked
so
about
fun,
this
dude.
multiple times. I know you have.
We're gonna have to go next
Not
time.
necessarily on this show, but a bunch.
It's a phenomenal time, dude. The comedy is really funny. The action is really good. The crowd is into it. It's pure like Shakespearean melodrama. It's like if you can picture like theater in the round where they're doing Shakespeare with the wooden masks playing to the back row. That's what pro wrestling is.
Yeah.
It's kind of what stand-up comedy is too. So I went last weekend to Adam Caton Holland. He crushed. I discovered a new comic named Kate McLaughlin. She was phenomenal. She was the opener for him. Dude, like, just going out and experiencing culture and experiencing the world, such a joy, such a blessing, and I feel so privileged that I get to do it.
Absolutely, you got to enjoy it, man. You know, you work hard. You deserve a night out with the wife. Go have some fun with the friends. Have a drink.
right.
Have some laughs. That's what it's all about, man. One of my up-and-coming country music guys that I've been watching, Coulter Wall, fantastic. He's got a great voice. I didn't get tickets in time. He's at the Mission Ballroom tonight and tomorrow night, guys. If you're looking for a good country show at one of the coolest new venues in Denver, Mission Ballroom is so fun. Go check out Coulter Wall. If you're feeling like, you know, you're hungover on Saturday morning and you want to go, you know, get a little bit of that IV nutrition, they're
Hung over this crew, never.
absolutely not.
How dare you, Kevin?
Yeah, yesterday
know.
on Thursday, there's no way I was super hungover all day.
No?
No way.
Oh, well, good.
would-
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Good for you, Art.
It's not like we drink masses and gallons of beer. Absolutely not.
No.
but- and never while recording either.
Who would ever?
Unheard of.
Yeah, this is
I'm
ludicrous.
I'm sick of your recriminations
Preposterous.
here.
But if you had a little bit too much, maybe you need a little bit of that IV. You get that drip. There's a really cool place opening up down in Wash Park, and they're offering alcohol while
Get
you're
that
there.
drip hit?
So you can
Jesus
get-
God.
You
Like,
can get
why-
the hangover out and then do it again and then just rinse and repeat.
That sounds dangerous.
It does sound dangerous. So I've never done the IV drips, you know, but it's becoming a big thing. It's kind of trendy. Wash Park's launching a location. It's going to be Saturday starting at 11 a.m.
I recently got a physical and I got my blood work back. Does that count?
I think it does, yeah, because you're pretty healthy.
Yeah, as it turns out, thank God I'm healthy. Go get yourselves checked. Seriously, like I didn't go to the doctor for more than 10 years, so I was paranoid.
Oh, wow,
Like,
that's a long time.
Oh, dude, like I was like every dipshit man. Like I don't go to the fucking doctor.
I can relate.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and so I was feeling bad about it, right?
Yeah.
But I finally went and I go, okay, there wasn't.
Isn't that crazy though? Because you put it off for 10 years and it took 2 hours of one
And
afternoon.
it was nothing. Like it was
Yeah.
fine. So
Yeah, why do we put stuff off
Well,
like
and you've been
that?
taking care of yourself. You're doing the Orange Theory,
Yeah,
right?
dude. Well, yeah, and it's like the ostrich syndrome is like rewarding in a lot of ways, right? You put your head in the sand. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist.
Oh,
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah. But I felt embarrassed about it, but I went today. I feel a lot better.
Good for you, man. I'm glad to hear it. Health and happiness is priority number one.
It's definitely important. And also, there's also one last thing you could do this weekend amongst a plethora of things that's happening in Denver at all times. And that is the fact that it's still January. How's those New Year's resolutions holding up out there? Are you guys still doing that? I've been on this for the past couple weeks, so I have to stick on it. If you're sticking with it, keep it up. If you fell off a little bit, give yourself some forgiveness. It's okay. And just congratulate yourself on having awareness to want to actually make changes in your life and build that success energy that we have talked about earlier on this episode. So get after it this weekend.
Art always offering some great advice to the people. A lot of things you can do in Denver this weekend. Well, gentlemen, it's been a great episode. We're going to go ahead and close it out here. We certainly appreciate all the support on the YouTube side if you are watching on the Discussion Combustion YouTube channel. But do us a solid and head over to some of those audio platforms. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Show us some love. Go on over to milehighlife.com. Get involved, guys. Vic Lombardi's Denver. Great content coming your way. Let's Get Drunk and Talk About Your Wedding. Great episode just dropped. The Gen X Show. Left Hand, Right Brain. These are the best podcasts in Denver. And you're only going to find it on Mile High Life. So you want to get involved for sure. Over here on the Happy Friday side, let's get in touch. Social media, at Happy Friday Den across the board. Send us an email, happyfridaydenver@gmail.com. Send us an idea, send us a topic. Give us a little bit of crap. Come on, guys, get involved. Be like, guys, you guys are ridiculous. We want to have some fun with you guys. Start interacting. That's what it's all about. And we love interacting with the Fricashinas as well. Great band. They're here to play us out. Hit it, Justin.